I'm Alex, and I've been working in all my installations. I try to deal with this idea of mixing old things and new things. So it becomes an assemblage, putting things, and usually in an assemblage you do not, are objects that do not belong together. So in this case, it would be the fibers coming in together with electronics. But I always try to do it in a way that comments on gender-related work. So the fibers become very much something that is related to women, and the electronics something that's related to men. And I like to combine them, and at the same time something that's an old technique, something that's been done for a long time, and something that's new compared to the knitting and the fiber work. And that's what this piece is this mixing of old and new.
Have you done many installations?
Yes. I actually started as a painter. I did my bachelor at FIU, Miami, and I graduated as a painter many years ago. And when I started my master's, I had to apply as a painter because it was the background. And as soon as I got in, I said, I'm not painting anymore. And I've been working in installations since then. And even though some might look different, they all relate to the same idea of combining old things with new things and gender-related work.
Do you do much with light?
I've been working with lights, electronics. I had some pieces where chairs were talking to each other. So they were knitted chairs, but they had a conversation. So they were like programmed with a computer so the two chairs could talk to each other.
Is it difficult technically to do all this?
No, actually it's not. I mean,
did you have trouble learning how to do it?
No, everything you can learn in YouTube. And I always say, I mean, when you see, I mean, I hope there's no electricians here, but whenever you have somebody coming to your house, you never think, oh, they look so smart, right? Like the plumber, or it's like, I'm sure I can do it. So that was my feeling. I was like, I'm sure I can do it. It's just cables. I did burn the fuses at FIU a couple of times. Any questions?
Do you do any of the weavings yourself, or you just
any of the knitting? Some I've done. Some are leftovers from other pieces. Okay. Some are found objects. Some are pieces that are very dear to me because they relate to my family. And then some are pieces, like this piece, the crochet circles come from another piece called Intermission that's at the Girls Club in Fort Lauderdale. And each circle was done by a woman who was a victim of domestic violence. So we created this group with some friends to teach women how to crochet, not for art therapy, but to make a living. So they would leave their abusive partners. And one of the things to learn was to do a circle. And once they do a circle and they learn, and we put them in contact with companies that would buy their work, then they have, the only thing they have to pay back is they have to teach another woman who's in the same position how to crochet. So it becomes a circle. So some of the pieces relate to other pieces, and that's how I usually work. Usually my work, one piece leads to the other.
Sure. Okay, so tell the story about the ribbons.
Those are leftovers from many pieces. That's the drawer where you put all the pieces that are left from this and that. And that's one of my favorites.
The best piece is the stool.
Yes. This stool is this beautiful stool that I got, and I got it at a thrift store. I go to thrift stores very often, and I love it. And I thought about using it in a piece, but it's so comfortable because every time that I'm installing, I'm sitting in the floor. So it's my stool now. It's not going to any piece.
I remember this one. That's great.
Does anyone ever buy an installation?
Yes, they do. The unfortunate part is that it's usually people who have collections. They have a large space to keep them, store them, show them. So right now, the one that the girls' club they're showing, it was a piece they bought about a year ago or more, and not right now they're showing it in one of their shows.